An insecure GQ interviewer sat down with Sydney Sweeney and tried to get her to apologize for the jeans ad.
Criticism of the content, which was basically that maybe specifically in this political climate, like white people shouldn't joke about genetic superiority. Like that was kind of like the criticism, broadly speaking. And since you are talking about this, I just wanted to give you an opportunity to talk about that specifically.
Sydney's answer is bold and strong, and this interviewer made a fool of herself. More on that coming up. Welcome back to the JP Reacts channel, my freedom-loving friend. This is where we help spread the light of truth and freedom because truth conquers. Now, Sydney Sweeney, she's objectively beautiful and now objectively bold. Her answer to this woke GQ interviewer who just is made an idiot out of herself. It's amazing. And this is all in response to Sydney Sweeney refusing to apologize for her American Eagle jeans ad from a few months ago, where it says Sydney Sweeney has good jeans. And of course, the woke lunatics, that's white supremacy. Sydney is not baited into this whatsoever. In this short interview clip, you'll also hear Sydney share what it meant to her for President Trump to be tweeting about her with American Eagle jeans controversy. But first, to me, the most important part of this interview is how the GQ interviewer, this woke white lady named Catherine Stoffel, made herself look like a complete idiot. She is now a meme. Ladies and gentlemen, if you become a meme on the internet, that means you have just created an idiot out of yourself, and indeed she did. As you can see here, you've got the Karen face and the bold, freedom-loving, beautiful face of Sydney Sweeney. And here's one. I deliberately misinterpreted something you did and hurt my own feelings. You're going to apologize to me, right? Cold blank stare from Sydney Sweeney. I'm Catherine Stoffel. I tried to destroy Sydney Sweeney's life. It backfired. Now I'm just a meme. And this GQ interviewer, old cat, she's now turned her Twitter account to private because she seemingly didn't like the attention, or maybe the type of attention she was getting for trying to take down Sydney Sweeney. Here is just the lesson one more time. I've said it in so many videos. You know, this woke lady from GQ, she's effectively an extension of cancel culture, trying to get Sydney Sweeney to apologize and therefore cancel herself for having a very effective ad. I'll show you a reminder how effective it was. And with that, the reminder is cancel culture only works if you cancel yourself. This interviewer was trying to bait Sydney Sweeney into it, like, just give a little apology. And that's going to be the cancellation. That's going to be Sydney Sweeney, in so many words, saying, I'm wrong, your radical misinterpretation is right. Gosh, let me apologize for that. Sydney Sweeney refused. You'll hear her answer, which is just great. But the spoiler alert is Sydney Sweeney did not apologize, would not apologize, which shows you once again, cancel culture does not work if you don't consent to it. In fact, the opposite. Sydney Sweeney taking a bold, beautiful, graceful stand, refusing to consent to cancel culture, that has done the opposite to Sydney Sweeney. Now she's blowing up again, and this time not for her beauty, but for her brains and her boldness. So super quick trip down memory lane with Sydney Sweeney. She is beautiful, therefore the left hates her. You'll see why in a second. Here's a tweet from Sarah Sizzle. Why does Sydney Sweeney, being an unapologetic, beautiful American woman, drive the left so crazy? Well, do you think the left has some insecurities triggered? In this interview clip, you'll see how insecure this interviewer is. It's beautiful. But then, like, this is the left. Literally, this isn't just like, hey, they're ugly. It's like, yeah, they are ugly, but this is the left. These are Antifa mug shots. You don't get any more left than that. So do you think there's a reason why the side that looks like this, the side that refuses to exercise, well, that's right-wing extremism, we're not going to do that. We're going to look like this. And as we look like this, we'll tell you it's just as beautiful and just as healthy as, well, looking like a fit Sydney Sweeney. And showing you 5 seconds of the American Jeans Eagle ad, this is the summary that gave the left fodder to project out their emotional hostility, how they feel about themselves, but they projected it onto Sydney Sweeney.
Buy American Eagle jeans.
Sydney Sweeney has great jeans.
She has great jeans. I don't know about American Eagle jeans. I've never worn them. They might be great. They might be below par. I don't know. Objectively speaking, Sydney Sweeney has great genes. She is beautiful, and she's got some brains in her. Now, and of course, the left, well, you're saying she's beautiful because she's white. I'm saying, no, she's beautiful, and objectively, we can see she's white. She has great genes because she's beautiful. No, you're saying she's beautiful because no, I'm saying she is beautiful. Like, people of all races are allowed to be beautiful. And this meme says it pretty well. Sydney Sweeney, hi, President Trump. Sydney, what are you doing here? It's an awful Trump impression. I'm living rent-free here too. Cool. In the head of the left, well, donkeys. And capping off the trip down memory lane before we get to the interview clip, Patrick Bet-David says this back when the American Eagle jeans ad was just catching on like wildfire. We'll get back to the video in a sec, but first, you know those days when you're juggling 1,000 things, yet you're still trying to lead, create, and perform at your absolute best? It's hard. I've been there. And I have found a total game changer for me, Nandaka by Peak. Nandaka is a powerful nootropic adaptogen blend with one goal in mind: peak productivity. Imagine laser sharp focus, calm mental clarity, and smooth, sustained energy that carries you throughout your day without the dreaded crash. While most mushroom products are packed with fillers like mycelium grown on grain, which is basically flavored oatmeal, Nandaka uses only 100% fruiting body mushrooms. And those are the real deal, the potent parts responsible for the actual nootropic benefits. This isn't about chasing a caffeine high. This is about nourishing your brain at the cellular level with potent ingredients like lion's mane, reishi, chaga, and ceremonial grade cacao. What I notice when I'm drinking it, my focus is clean, my energy is stable, and my creativity, it just flows. So if you're ready to operate at the top of your game, whether you're building, creating, or just wanting to stay ahead, Nandaka is your new secret weapon. And right now you can get 20% off for life plus a free starter kit with your first purchase. Just go to peaklife.com/JP. Try Nandaka for yourself and feel the shift in just a few days. That's peaklife.com/JP. Now back to the video. Numbers never lie. That's actually true. They never do. They don't care about numbers, don't care about feelings. That's the beauty of it. Here are 2 different campaigns results. American Eagle Sydney Sweeney ad. American Eagle made $300 million in a day. That's an effective ad, ladies and gentlemen. Got $65 million in free media exposure from, the woke raising hell over it, and then the right like calling them morons, but referencing the ad in the process. They got approximately $65 million in free media exposure. So that is relying on objective beauty to sell. Kind of a good thing for advertising. Jaguar, well, they did the opposite. Jaguar had an LGBTQ ad, as you can see on the left, because they had like a man in a dress with a beard with an axe. I'm glad Jaguar did that to themselves. So Jaguar sales in Europe plunged 97.5% in April, from 180,000 sold in 2018 to 27,000 sold last year. The buyers have spoken. Yeah, so that's the numbers not lying. Objectively, Sydney Sweeney, American Eagle jeans ad, it was great. And she's not apologizing for it. But a big time publication like GQ sent Catherine to interview Sydney Sweeney. Now this is a 2-minute clip. We'll watch it, and at the end you'll see that final question and Sydney's response when she's asked to apologize. Now I'll have a little commentary along the way because I can't help myself.
I'm literally in jeans and a t-shirt like every day of my life.
Jeans are uncontroversial. Jeans are awesome.
Yeah, I like your jeans.
You look great.
By the way, just let's start here. Notice the interviewer's insecurity expressed in her tone of voice relative to Sydney Sweeney's security, boldness, self-confidence, acknowledging Sydney Sweeney is an actor. I don't know, is this how she really is, or is she acting calm, confident, secure in herself? I don't know. She comes across that way. So the interviewer, you notice she has up language. Even when she's making a statement, she lands it as a question. Jeans, there's nothing controversial about jeans. She's trying to make a statement, but she's insecure enough. She's pushing it across with up language, ending her sentences with up language, which is a sign of insecurity. And you see her body motions. She's anxious, Sydney Sweeney, calm, confident, self-assured.
Jeans. I think I know how you're going to answer this, but I'm going to ask anyway. I mean, the president tweeted about the jeans ad, or Truth Socialed about the jeans ad, and that just seems to me like a very crazy moment for anyone, and I wondered what that was like.
It was surreal.
It was surreal.
Mm-hmm.
I love that. GQ. It's leftist, perhaps trying to bait her into like, okay, Trump tweeted about you. Going to ask you about that. In other words, they're trying to ask, are you a Trump supporter? So how was it for you when Trump tweeted about you? It was surreal. It was surreal? Mm-hmm. So she's saying surreal, like in other words, it meant a lot to her that President Trump was tweeting about her. She just said her thinking. Bold, confident, self-assured. Take note, people on the left. This is a self-confident human being. What most people on the right try to strive for.
It would be totally human.
Human?
I would probably feel like
Sure you lady, the president's not going to tweet about you.
thankful that somebody had my back in public, and conveniently, some very powerful people had my back in public. And I wondered if you felt that way.
I don't think that it's not that feeling I didn't have that feeling, but I wasn't thinking of it like that.
Yeah, because the interviewer, Catherine, just modeled how her as an insecure person would feel. Like I would need someone to have my back in public. So Sydney Sweeney, a completely different animal, says, yeah, I didn't think of it like that.
Like of any of it. I kind of just
It's her way of saying, I'm not as insecure as you.
put my phone away. I was filming every day. I'm filming Euphoria, so I'm working like 16-hour days, and I don't really bring my phone on set, so I work and then I go home and I go to sleep. So I didn't really...
Something people on the left don't really know about.
I don't really see a lot of it.
You've made a really good case for keeping your thoughts and your life separate from that work. But the risk is that,
The risk.
there's a chance that somebody will get some idea about what you think.
Oh my gosh. The risk of someone getting an idea in their own head and thinking that about me. Yeah, secure people don't care about that. Because they acknowledge that's a reality. People will have their own ideas in their head. What they think about me is none of my business, nor is it mine to control and anxiously worry about.
About certain issues and feel like I don't want to see Christy because of that. Like, do you worry about that?
Do you
No.
worry about that? Would you like to just do some worrying with me? Huh? Can't we make you look a little insecure? Would you like to do a session of worrying with me, Sydney? It's just these are two different caliber human beings with different caliber self-worths.
The criticism of the
Here we go.
content, which was basically that maybe specifically in this political climate, like white people shouldn't joke about genetic superiority. Like that was kind of like the criticism, broadly speaking. And since you are talking about this, I just wanted to give you an opportunity to talk about that specifically.
I think that when I have an issue that I want to speak about, people will hear.
No further explanation necessary. When I have an issue I want to speak about, people will hear about it. She was not baited into any kind of apology. She wasn't even baited into a justification of how her ad wasn't racist. Just straightforward, calm, confident, self-assured. That is a beautiful template for any of us, men or women who strive to be strong individuals, for us to navigate our life. Disclaimer, again, Sydney Sweeney is an actress. Is she really this strong, confident, self-assured? I don't know. It's very possible. It's also possible she's just acting that way. Either way, what we can objectively say is how she comes across is very bold, and I would dare say with his GQ interview, which may have had the agenda of taking her down a little bit, Sydney Sweeney has done nothing more than earn new fans and deeper fans. This time not because of her beauty, but because of her boldness. Let me know what you think about this Sydney Sweeney interview and her response in the comments. Look forward to reading that, and I'll see you on our next video. But until then, stay bold.